So The Batman was a very good movie. In fact, it is my favorite comic book movie of all time. Yes, really. It might be tied with Across the Spider-Verse, but these two movies are so different that it's hard to compare. I don't care about the MCU, and the Dark Knight trilogy is very good, but I prefer the Batman, even to the Dark Knight. So when I heard about the Penguin TV show, which was supposed to be a sequel to the Batman focused on the Penguin, I was intrigued. I waited to see if everyone said it was good or not, and yeah, everyone says it's good. So, let's see what the Penguin has to offer. Season 1, Episode 1, After Hours. After the events of the Batman, Gotham is flooded into chaos. There is a massive power vacuum with the death of crime boss Carmine Falcone, who controlled much of Gotham, and Carmine's son, Alberto, took over his father's role. The Penguin, or Oz, looks onto the city of Gotham as his ambition grows with this new opportunity. Oz goes to his abandoned iceberg lounge to gather some secret documents when he runs into Alberto Falcone. Alberto is hostile to Oz at first, but eventually they have a friendly conversation as Alberto uses the drops drug. Oz starts to talk about wanting more, wanting to be someone greater, more powerful, and Alberto laughs in the face of his ambition. Oz tries to dispose of Alberto's body, but sees a group of teenagers trying to steal the rims from his car. He captures one of them, Victor, and forces him to help him with his work. Oz gets an alibi in order to stay clean, and he begins to bond with Victor, trying to be friendly and all. But he assures him in one wrong move and he'll gut him like a fish, so Victor continues to do Oz's work. Oz runs a sizable drug operation under the control of the Falcones, and they are planning on shutting down his operation due to the flooding of Gotham. As Oz tries to make his case, he encounters Sophia Falcone, daughter of Carmine, sister of Alberto, and recently released patient of Arkham Asylum. She really wants to know where Alberto is, and Oz, of course, lies, saying he has no idea. Oz goes to his mother's house and plans on leaving with her and Victor, but Oz's mother is just as crazy as he is, so she gives him some motivation, and he decides to stay in Gotham. Oz gives Victor an important job to do, and Victor is already in so deep that he goes on ahead with only some hesitation and fear. Oz meets with Mr. Krabs, or Salvatore Maroni, in prison and offers a team up against the Falcones. Salvatore is anything but pleased with Oz's visit. He strongly rejects it, but before Oz leaves, he gives Salvatore back his ring that the Falcones stole from him a long time ago, showing that he is more than what meets the eye. As Oz leaves, he is thrown into another car chase, and despite his efforts, he is captured by Sophia. She begins to torture the naked Oz and asks where her brother is. Oz does not break, but something else does. Oz is released and begins to plot his grand takeover with Victor. A very solid first episode. First of all, the acting and atmosphere across the board are great. This stays very consistent with the Batman, as it feels like a smooth transition from that movie to this miniseries. Colin Farrell as the Penguin is of course the standout, as he completely transforms into his role flawlessly. The energy he emits is palpable. Gotham is dirtier, wetter, and more depressing than ever, especially after the flooding, and the tone the city gives off is one of corruption and dread. Of course, Oz is a terrible person, but this first episode does a great job of making us invested in his story and plan to take over Gotham. Season 1, Episode 2, Inside Man. Oz meets with Salvatore Maroni since he just framed him for Alberto's murder. Despite that, they continue to work together to screw with the Falcones. Oz oversees a drop shipment that is taken over by Maroni's men, and it gets pretty intense.
Castillo, let's go!
The Falcones are obviously upset with Oz, and Sophia begins to suspect that there's a rat in their organization who is working with the Maronis. Meanwhile, Oz is celebrating his success. Sophia bribes a former cop with drops in order for him to find the inside man. She is also becoming increasingly unhinged after discovering Alberto's body. Oz's girl, Eve, warns him that he is playing a dangerous game, but he assures her that he's got it under control. We then see a nicer side to Oz as he dances with his mother, Frances, who has dementia. She wants him to improve their lives, encouraging him to continue playing the game. At Alberto's funeral, Oz talks to Sophia and tries to comfort her with his own experience and views. The ex-cop found and kidnapped one of Maroni's men, and the rest of the Maronis are not happy with Oz. They want their man back, so Oz has no choice but to infiltrate the Falcone's party to rescue him, since he might spill the beans on Oz as well. Oz gives Vic the task of planting the Falcone's jewels in Vidi's, one of the Falcone's men, car to frame him for Alberto's murder. Sophia tries to connect with an old friend and her daughter, but she seems to be fearful of Sophia. Vic is unfortunately caught and goes on the run. Meanwhile, Oz finds Maroni's man and tries to get him to say that Vidi killed Alberto, but after Vic calls him to say that he failed, Oz has a change of plans. Sophia finds their hostage dead, and the Falcones immediately begin to search everyone for a knife. Oz cleverly plants it on someone else.
I have been nothing but loyal to you!
Give me your fucking gun!
Luca Falcone, the head of the family, tells Sophia to go on a vacation since she clearly needs it, and to him, she is probably just a liability to the family. Oz makes Vic dig the grave of the men they killed, and Oz teaches Vic a lesson.
Nah, hey, don't close your eyes. Look at them. Remember this is what happens when you choke, you understand? Dead's a one-way street, Vic. You know how close I got to get popped tonight? Cause you fucked up?
Sophia is tired of being bossed around by the higher-ups of the family, so she adopts the same goal as Oz, to take over control of the family and put herself on top. An excellent second episode where we dive further into the weeds as Oz and Sophia team up to take down the Falcones. However, since they share the same desire to be at the top, their conflict will be inevitable. Season 1, Episode 3, Bliss. In a flashback, we see Vic living happily and securely with his family and girlfriend. They wait for the fireworks show with their friends on the rooftop. Epic opening. Vic and Oz meet with a very cautious and suspicious Sophia at Oz's apartment. Sophia takes Oz to show him a new red drug they've been cooking, using mushrooms. This powerful drug is what the inmates used at Arkham to keep them somewhat calm and subdued. Vic invites his girlfriend over to Oz's place, and she offers for them to leave together for a new life, and he agrees. But now he must find out how to tell Oz his plan to leave. Oz and Sophia meet with the Triads, a group of gangs, to pitch their new drug, Bliss. They won't make a deal without Johnny Vidi's support. Meanwhile, Vic bribes a police officer to not arrest him, slowly but surely descending into criminality. Oz and Vic have lunch together, and as Vic tells Oz about his family, Oz teaches him about respect and how valuable it is to have it. Sophia and Oz then blackmail Vidi by catching him in 4K with Luca's wife. They convince him to make the phone call to the Triads after a bit of encouragement.
This fucking funny to you? Huh? You scumbag! Low-life, two-timing fucking coward, BD.
With the Triads' support, Oz, Sophia, and Vic start to sell Bliss to a packed club. Vic, still torn between leaving his girlfriend and staying with Oz, starts to have PTSD from the night of the flood. Vic finally confronts Oz and decides to leave. Oz knows Vic wants a better life, but is too scared of the path to it. He respects his decision though and allows him to leave. Vic watches his girlfriend board the bus, but decides not to go with her. Oz apologizes to Sophia for betraying her when they sent her to Arkham.
I got the club, the drops operation to run my own thing. Guy like me. Getting all that? That don't mean nothing to you maybe, but it does to me. Meant I could have a better life. I don't regret what I got. No, but I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry for everything that's happened to you.
He tells her she still means something to him, but she still doesn't fully trust him. Suddenly, the Maronis find Sophia and Oz and threaten them at gunpoint. Luckily, Vic has made a decision on the life he wants to live.
Gotta fucking go now!
What about Sophia?
Fuck! Leave her!
Vic, I knew you'd come back. I fucking knew it. The sun fucking pulled. That was incredible, kid.
Jesus, we're in it now, Vic. We're in it now.
An excellent episode that expertly focuses on Vic, his background, and his degrading morals. This show is crafting Vic into such a great character with extremely morally gray values as he battles his past and his ideal future. Oz and Sophia have a great dynamic that is tense and unclear, but extremely fun to witness. Now with Oz and Vic united again, leaving Sophia behind, we must find out what happens next. Season 1, Episode 4, Gentani. When the Maronis caught Oz and Sophia, Nadia, Salvatore's wife, spills the beans on Oz's deal with them and his murder of Alberto right in front of Sophia. Luckily, Vic was there to save Oz from an inescapable scenario. Sophia calls for help but faints into an extended flashback. A young Sophia is a woman's mental health advocate, and Oz is just her driver. A reporter confronts Sophia about multiple women who committed suicide while working for her father. Sophia's distraught and remembers the moment she found her mother hanging in her bedroom. During dinner with her father, Carmine promises to give the throne to Sophia when he's done. However, Sophia is beginning to question the true nature of her mother's death, along with the fates of the other women. She goes to the reporter and sees the evidence of their death paint a different picture. The bodies show signs of resistance and strangulation, not from a noose, but from hands. Sophia remembers her mother had the same signs. Oz tells Carmine about Sophia meeting the reporter, and Carmine confronts Sophia about it. As Sophia begins to unravel the truth, Carmine states that she is sick and needs to leave. While leaving the party, Sophia is arrested for the murder of the reporter and all the women who committed suicide. Her father and the rest of her family report that she has a history of mental illness. The only one on her side is Alberto. Her punishment is to be sent to Arkham Asylum. Uh-oh.
Falcone!
At least she has a friend.
My name is Magpie, like the bird. It's okay to be scared. I was scared at first too, but it's not so bad here. Oh wait, man, it's fun. Hey, man.
Life in Arkham Asylum is about as pleasant as you can imagine.
She's lying.
As Sophia tries to plead her innocence, her caretaker, Dr. Rush, spins her words to make her sound paranoid and crazy. She is then put into electroshock therapy. Alberto visits her to say that she is not going to court because she is unfit. So, she is now stuck in Arkham Asylum, where she now belongs.
An aquarium?
I told you I'm fucking innocent.
Sophia wakes up in the present 10 years later at Dr. Rush's place, where she tells him she's not the one who is sick and broken, as everyone says she is. The people responsible for her state are. Sophia has dinner with her entire family and gives a speech. She confronts everyone who betrayed her that night for what they did to her, and she finally understands that she does not fit into the Falcone family. Sophia takes Gia, her cousin's daughter, to sleep outside with her for the night, because the next morning...
Nice and clean. Oh, and endless, like they say.
Put your pants on, Johnny. We need to talk.
Outstanding. This is Sophia's episode, and her background and story were executed perfectly, from the betrayal by her family to the inhumane conditions at Arkham Asylum to her realization and grand revenge. It was all horrifying and beautiful to watch unfold, all carried on the back of Kristen Milioti's performance. The Penguin pulled off a near-perfect episode focused solely on the secondary protagonists. Incredible job. Shantani will be the first entry into the Hall of Tens, thus being the #1 spot for now. Season 1, Episode 5, Homecoming. Oz is proud of Vic for coming back and saving him, and now he decides to go after the Maronis by capturing their son and holding him for ransom. He wants his shrooms back. Sophia is questioned by the police and she gives them the story, of course leaving her involvement out of it. Sophia is also holding someone hostage, Johnny Vitti. She wants to know where her father's cash is. He tells her about how her mother wanted to take her and Alberto and leave the family, but she was caught by Carmine before they could get away. He offers to help her get the support and loyalty she needs. Vic cares for Frances and he tells her that Oz is winning and moving up, which makes Frances very happy. Oz sends someone to stab Salvatore in prison as he meets with the rest of the Maronis to exchange their son for the mushrooms. But of course, it's a trap. But as always, Oz has a trick up his sleeve.
Oh shit!
He escapes with the mushrooms, but unfortunately most of them have already died. And he also gets a call from Salvatore.
You are cooked! Cooked, huh? That's funny. Do me a favor, Sal. Call your wife. See if she answers. You stole from the wrong fucking guy.
Dr. Rush asks Sophia if he can join her on her mission, and she agrees. From this point, the Falcone family is dead, and Sophia is now Sofia Giganti, the head of the Giganti family. What do you think of this, Johnny? She offers to treat her men like people who deserve respect, unlike how the Falcones treated them. Oz tells Vic to get his mother to safety, and Vic takes her to Crown Point, his destroyed neighborhood, where they are going to be living in a powerless, abandoned apartment. The pinnacle of luxury. Sophia goes to Salvatore and proposes a team-up since they have a common enemy greater than each other. Oz loses support of Eve and his mother because of his recent failures. Oz tells Vic about how the city took his brothers like it took Vic's family. He then gets the idea to go to the abandoned underground trolley system, where he and his brothers used to go, and they find it to be the perfect place to grow mushrooms in secret. Perfect for a massive drug operation. Another good episode that continues to build up the incoming war between Oz, Sophia, and Salvatore. Oz is losing supporters, but the future still looks bright for him, especially beneath Gotham. Season 1, Episode 6, Gold Summit. A good amount of time has passed and Oz's drug operation is in full swing. Meanwhile, the now teamed up Sophia and Salvatore try to figure out their next move is against Oz, which turns out to be killing a few of their men to scare the Triads away from Oz. He responds by giving Bliss away for free to raise the demand and interest in the drug. Sophia and Salvatore break into Oz's apartment to try to find a weakness they can use, and eventually, they do. Frances is starting to lose her mind, and she knows it, so she demands that if her condition gets any worse, then Oz has to kill her to save her dignity, and he promises he will. In the meantime, Oz threatens a councilman to turn the electricity on at Crown Point so that his mother and Vic can live with power. Vic gets confronted by a drug dealer in Crown Point who wants to work for Oz. He's also very stubborn and is not taking no for an answer, So, he leaves Vic with no other choice. Sophia eventually finds Eve waiting for her, and during a tense standoff, Sophia tells her that she is not the hangman like Oz told her. All Eve cares about is the safety of her girl, so she offers her life to Sophia, but Sophia spares her, and Eve gives the location of Oz's apartment away in return. During a meeting Oz dubs the Gold Summit, he makes a powerful speech to convince all the lower rivaling gangs to join forces with him against Sophia and Salvatore.
You know, the time that we decided that it's better to work with the ones we hate than live under those that they don't even know our fucking names.
The power gets turned back on at Crown Point, and Vic and Francis are so happy they start dancing. Gotta say, the Penguin's greatest strength is consistency. Every episode, including this one, has been at least great, which is a feat to be proud of. Oz's speech at the Gold Summit was a sight to behold, and a great performance as always. Vic's way of dealing with the drug dealer continues to show his degrading morality, as now he is officially a murderer. And Sophia, cleverly, finds out the one weakness Oz has. Let's see how it plays out. Season 1, Episode 7, Top Hat. We begin with an extended flashback of Oz, his mother, and his brothers when they were kids. They decide to go play flashlight tag in the sewers of Gotham. How safe. Oz has always been jealous of the attention his two brothers have gotten from their mother, so he decides to do the unthinkable.
Have fun getting out!
He returns home and lies to his mother as they sit comfortably together watching a movie. Truly disturbing. He has always been a complete monster. In the present, Oz returns to the apartment to find his mother missing and Vic injured. He tells Vic to escape before Salvatore arrives with his men and capture Oz. Sophia meets with Francis, and Francis is very confident that Oz will come out on top. She remains senile and calm until Sophia mentions Oz's brothers, which sends Francis into a spiral. Salvatore arrives at Oz's underground trolley base to take control with him held hostage. But, like always, the Penguin has a trick up his sleeve.
Don't! Let's go! Come on! Come on!
Well, I guess that's a way to end the fight. Oz got blue-balled, I guess. Sophia then meets with Gia since she's starting to talk with the police about what really happened, but Sophia is torn apart at seeing the cut marks on Gia. She also gets a call from Oz where he tells her that Salvatore is dead, and now he's asking to trade his drug operation for his mother. However, after talking with Rush, Sophia still makes it her mission to make Oz suffer as much as possible. Oz awaits Sophia's trade, but all she sends is an empty van to his base. Well, mostly empty. We then flash back to Oz as a child with his mother dancing in a club, where he promises to make it his mission to give his mother the best life ever. In the present, Oz survives the blast, but upon resurfacing, he immediately gets knocked out by Sophia's ex-cop friend. Well, it seems like we've been set up for an intense finale. The war between Oz, Sophia, and Salvatore is a tense pleasure to watch. Salvatore's death was kinda anticlimactic, but hey, it happens I guess. But the flashbacks to Oz's childhood are shockingly disturbing to see since It turns out he has always been this way. All he cares about is his mother's attention, to the point of killing his own brothers and dedicating his life to his mother. Season 1, Episode 8, A Great or Little Thing. In another flashback where Frances is old, she meets with a guy named Rex. She has put the pieces together and realized that Oz intentionally killed his own brothers. She has no idea what to do with him now, but Rex suggests that she uses Oz's unrelenting and unwavering loyalty and love her in the pursuit of a better life for herself, which is exactly what she has been doing throughout the entire show. At the club, Oz promises her a penthouse with a view of the whole city. He just asks her to not give up on him.
And if you don't believe me, well, you don't gotta. 'Cause I'm gonna prove it to you. Every day and day. Come on, Ma. Dance with me.
Also, I must say the child actor that plays Oz is perfect. Actually perfect. Turns out this is all Dr. Rush's psychotherapy transporting her back in time in order to get information out of her. Vic arrives at the scene of the explosion with the gangs, but now they're out since it's getting too hot for them. We then get the confrontation we've all been waiting for. Oz and Frances are held hostage together by Sophia. Sophia tries to force Oz to admit to his mother what he did to his brothers. She begins torturing Frances in front of Oz to try to get him to tell the truth.
Sophia, don't fucking do it! Just don't do it! She did nothing!
It's very simple. All you have to do is tell the truth. Tell her what you did to your brothers.
This is fucking insane! I already told you I didn't do fucking shit!
Tell her for her sake.
Tell her I wasn't with her, I was with you!
My fucking finger, you
I was
spoiled
with you!
Jesus, just say it. Tell her. I already fucking know. I know what you did to Jack and Betty. I always known.
Just your disease talking, Ma.
Fuck you! I hate you. I hate you for what you did. I never stopped hating you.
Frances tells Oz exactly how she feels about him, and then she reinforces her words with action.
Ma.
I'm sorry.
After seeing her sons, Frances faints, and through rage and determination, Oz escapes with his mother. They get to a hospital and Vic arrives to give Oz a pep talk, a role reversal, which shows the transformation Vic has gone through throughout this show. Sophia meets with all the gangs and puts a bounty on Oz's head. The reward is her mansion and drug empire. Oz goes to City Hall to meet with his councilman friend, and he explains everything we have seen throughout this entire show. But of course, he leaves himself out of it, and blames everything on Sophia and the Maronis. He also tells the councilman that he will be seen as the hero who restored power to Crown Point, and in return, all Oz wants is status and respect. They both win with this story, but the councilman warns Oz that he must be completely clean. As Sophia leaves Gotham, she takes everything with her. She gets word that one of the gangs captured Oz, and when they bring him to her, well...
Hand it over.
Oz and Sophia go on a drive like old times as the underlings of all the gangs murder their leaders in return for a chance to be someone. He brings her to the edge of a river to kill her, and Sophia accepts her fate knowing she'll see Oz in hell. At least, that's what she believed. Oz goes to celebrate with his mother, but unfortunately she is now a vegetable. All she can do is watch. Oz breaks down in front of his mother. He won, but now he can't share his victory with her, which was the whole point. Oz and Vic sit outside and reminisce on everything that's happened between them. Vic has grown so much since meeting Oz, and now it's gotten to the point where he views him as family.
I mean, that's the thing about family. Oz, it's your strength. Oz, when you, I mean, it drives you. Fuck if it don't make you weak, too. I can't have that shit, I can't. Oz, it's too much. Please. Too fucking much. You're a good man, Vic. You got a good heart. It wasn't for nothing.
That was it. Oz was shown in a sympathetic light at times in this show, but don't fall for it. He is the Penguin, a heartless monster who kills anyone who could possibly be a problem for him. Family or not, that doesn't matter to him. What a fiend. Sophia's back in Arkham Asylum, but when all hope is lost, she gets a letter from none other than Selina Kyle, or Catwoman. Oz is in his suit, living in his penthouse, with his mother. He has fulfilled his promise to her, and then he dances.
Tell me you're proud of me.
I am so proud of you.
I did it, Ma.
Gotham's yours, sweetheart. Nothing's standing in your way now.
Goddamn right.
This show did more than stick the landing. It completely nailed it. Sophia got sent to Arkham once again, thanks to Oz. Frances got everything she wanted, but at the cost of everything. Vic got murdered and thrown away like nothing, and Oz has become the man. All the loose ends were tied up for Oz. Truly, nothing stands in his way. Almost. A phenomenal ending that cemented this show as a masterpiece. A Great A Little Thing will be the second entry into the Hall of Tens and will overtake Shintani to become the #1 spot. Number 5, After Hours. Number 4, Top Hat. Number 3, Bliss. Number 2, Shintani. Number 1, A Great A Little Thing. The Penguin has an average rating of 9.06 per episode. Any expectation for this show has been blown away. It is crazy just how good this show is. First, of course, this show is carried on the back of everyone's performances. Every single actor deserves praise for the work they did on this show. Colin Farrell especially, transforming into Oz flawlessly. Get his Emmy ready. The quality of the music and cinematography in The Penguin is carried over from The Batman, where it was already fantastic. The perspective of Gotham is much smaller than in The Batman, and it greatly benefits from it. Gotham feels so alive and real in The Penguin since it has the breathing room to show off grand skylines, mansions, apartments, hidden back alleys, and underground trolley systems. The writing. Oh boy, the writing. It's so good. These characters are extremely well written and feel like actual humans with emotions, goals, and flaws. Everything you want from great writing. Despite the slow pacing, there's rarely a boring moment in this show, thanks to the characters being so interesting and well developed. It didn't matter who I was watching, I was invested the whole way through. In all honesty, I don't want a second season. It really doesn't need it. This show is consistently great the whole way through and nailed the ending for Oz. I want to see what's next for Oz in the Batman 2. You bet I can't wait to see Batman face off with the Penguin. Matt Reeves' The Batman universe is the best live-action Batman universe so far, and if the level of quality continues to be as high as it is, then I need to see more from this universe. The Penguin is a must-watch, even if you hate comic book superhero media, since this really isn't. It's a crime drama at heart, and like many crime dramas before, it was executed to brilliance. I give The Penguin a 9.5 out of 10.